An Arkansas attorney general rejects marijuana ballot initiative language, you guys. That's right. The Arkansas cannabis advocates are going back to the drawing board after the state's attorney general rejected the most recent proposed language for a ballot initiative that would have increased access to medical marijuana and trigger adult use legalization if federal reform occurs. According to the Arkansas Advocate, Attorney General Tim Griffin decided that the ballot's title, Arkansas Medical Cannabis Amendment of 2024, wasn't formatted properly and was too ambiguous. In quotes, my decision to certify or reject a popular name and ballot title is unrelated to my view of the proposed measure's merits, Griffin wrote in his decision. In quotes, he says, I am not authorized to consider the measure's merits when considering certification. The measure, which the advocates reported is backed by the medical marijuana industry, would have basically done these following 4 points. Expanded who can approve medical cannabis cards and allow providers to access patients through telemedicine. Allowed MMJ authorization for any condition, not just the state's existing 18 qualifying conditions. Permitted adult use if the federal government legalizes it. And legalize home cultivation of marijuana. Arkansas's for Patient Access, the advocacy group that wrote the proposed language, plans to resubmit new language for consideration, and time is of the essence, however, because ballot language must be approved before petitions can gather the 90,704 required signatures in support of the initiative. The signature submission deadline is July 5th, and in quotes, they say, we are confident ballot language will be presented that ultimately gains approval, said the group's attorney, Erica Gee. Well, I'm confused as to why this attorney general is blocking this language. He didn't give any reasons as to why he was blocking it. I'm just a little confused about this, but who knows? Maybe Dale, the lawyer on the stage, has some answers in regards to this. But this is Jason Beck for the High at 9 News. What do y'all have to say about this violation of free speech?
It's another example of bureaucratic foot dragging.
Yeah, right? I mean,
language, you fight over the words. I mean, what's the meaning? And they get the ability to torpedo something because they don't like the exact words you use, rather than what are we trying to accomplish here? And if you're short of the language that they think you should, let them know where they're short so we can fix this. It's infuriating because a lot of these initiative states have this kind of authority. And not only that, but once it gets passed, the legislatures there can change the rules.
Mm-hmm.
California is a bit different, but it just tells me that the system is still dragging its feet about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's discouraging to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
I think what's craziest about this one too is the fact that this is maybe the most neutral language that you could possibly have to name a bill. The Medical Marijuana Amendment of 2024. How much more neutral could it possibly be?
Medical Cannabis Amendment of 2024. Like, it's very, very, very auspicious.
Vague, yeah. It's broad.
Yeah, it's broad. It says it's exactly what it is. It's a medical cannabis amendment of 2024. It's exactly what this is. I mean, maybe should they have put voter amendment of 2024? Would that have changed the attorney general's position?
What else would they have wanted to be in place of that? I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like he should be giving some kind of reason as to, oh, it's because this, like they could have even made something up, like as erroneous as the argument was with the Florida ballot language and the attorney general saying, oh, you know what, it violates the single subject rule, it's written too broadly, yada yada yada. Like, at least they gave some reasoning as to why, even though it was a stupid reasoning. Here, we're not even getting any reason. We're just saying we're rejecting the language.
I mean, I wish I could say that I was shocked by this, but legislation out of that region never seems to surprise me.
Man, oh man. What do you think?
Well, there is a legal reason for being clear, because once a statute's passed, the language is ambiguous. It just creates problems down the line. And at some point, you do look at the name of the initiative or the law to help clarify some things. So there are some legal reasons, but to be blunt, this is horseshit. It's just more foot dragging. And if you really want to clear it up, and I don't know where their specific problem is about what the qualifying conditions, who can give the recommendations, homegrown, I don't know what their problem is. They can torpedo something that you spend months, maybe years, and lots of money trying to put in front of them, and then they just flush it on you, and you're supposed to go back to scratch,
right?
I mean, let's be clear about what it is. It's a blatant attempt to undermine the will of the voters and not allow them to have their say at the ballot box.
Because the initiative title needs to be approved before the ballot can go to get signatures from voters. Not only is it obstructionistic, but it's trying to run out the clock because that has to be done by July 5th, according to the article.
Exactly.
So it has broader impacts in terms of how this could or could not move along and actually produce something tangible. So it's just running out the clock. It's the same, I would use a football analogy because we're getting up here on Super Bowl. But it's clear to me, I mean, we know enough about attorneys, and we've done enough deals with attorneys to know that when attorneys don't like language, they usually provide a substitute or red lines, or they come back with, here's the language I prefer. And so when some attorney says, I don't like the language, and doesn't provide a proposed solve or alternative set of words, it's like Dale said. It's the stuff that comes out of the horse.
Yeah, I mean, Yarrow, isn't this kind of like the Attorney General basically identifying as the San Francisco 49ers for against the Detroit Lions when they just had to run the clock out?
I think I would never compare the 49ers to anything that comes out of the tail end of a horse. I would say the 49ers are not going to run the clock out. They're going to run the ball, and they're probably just going to smash and crash right on over the opposition next month.
There's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there that are saying that the NFL is rigged, and that that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win because then Taylor Swift is going to come out right afterwards and endorse Joe Biden.
I've seen that. My question is, why does Taylor Swift need the Chiefs to win to endorse Joe Biden? Like, I that's the part that loses me. Like, yeah, I can see the part of the NFL being rigged for the Chiefs to win.
I could tell you why. I could tell you why. Because otherwise, all she's going to do is just have some new sad song to put out about the loss in the Super Bowl. And the attention
Taylor
won't
Swift
be on.
Doesn't need that. Taylor Swift doesn't need that because she could take this article about Arkansas and she could write a really sad song already.
and it would be #1 on the chart next week. So the idea that there's some George Soros backed conspiracy to boost up Taylor Swift as a political endorsement is honestly one of the most asinine things I've read in a while, and that's saying something.
I don't know. They're calling her a psyop.
Yeah.
The psyop is all the people that are buying into that nonsense conspiracy.
I just wonder how many of these people got dropped on their heads when they were children.
Yeah, honestly, I blame George Bush. All these fools are the ones that got left behind.
Oh man,
this is late rumor coming from. My God, guys. Jason Beck, stop studying.
I love great rumors. I love great rumors. They keep us all excited and moving, and we're gonna roll right into a commercial.
I want to tell
Yarrow.
you guys one very revolutionary thing that is not being covered by the mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift is a 49ers fan.
Oh man,
that's a real conspiracy.
She's really a Niners fan at heart. I mean, I thought everyone was a Niners fan at heart except for Cowboys fans.
I mean, I say go Niners.
Artist fans.
All right, we're gonna go to a commercial. We're gonna be right back.
Raiders fan.
Yeah,
I'm still a Raider.